Tom LeBlanc here, Las Vegas News Blog, and we are over at Extreme Couture Gym. I got the one and only Ryan Couture. How you doing, Ryan?
Doing great, Robbie. How are you?
Awesome. We've never had a chance to really spend any time together in an interview yet, so I'm really looking forward to chatting with you here today. But upon looking at some of the things in your background, you have a background in wrestling. You wrestled in high school. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, obviously, growing up as a kid, basically in a wrestling room all over the place, following Dad around, I was always very comfortable in that setting. So when it came time to choose a sport in junior high, that was one of the first ones I went to, and I really fell in love with it. So pursued that all the way through the end of high school, and really enjoyed myself.
And then at what point, because I remember watching you participate in Tough Enough, at what point did you get involved with amateur MMA?
I took a break from any kind of athletics. I didn't think I would come back to sports after I finished high school. So in college, I kind of let myself go and got out of shape and just enjoyed life. And after I graduated, decided I was kind of tired of feeling like garbage every day, and started working out and getting back in shape, and happened to run into some guys that recognized me from high school wrestling when I was still living up in Washington, and they invited me out to start doing some jiu-jitsu on the weekends, and that kind of reignited that passion that I had for the sport, and I really dove headfirst into it then, and pursued that up until the point that I got the opportunity to move to Vegas and take things to the next level.
And how many fights did you do with Tough Enough?
I think 4 of my amateur fights were with Tough Enough, and then I had 3 others back in the Northwest.
So then when you went pro, how did that happen? All of a sudden, did you get the call, or do they call you, or do you call them? How does that happen, transitioning from amateur to pro?
I feel like I had a lot of interest from as soon as I started fighting as an amateur, just because I was Randy's kid and people wanted to take advantage of that. But for me, I had to get those 7 AMI fights under my belt before I had that confidence to know I was ready to compete at the next level. So once that happened, I got in touch with my dad's manager, Sam, and he started shopping around and was able to get me on board with Strikeforce back when they had the Challenger Series. And so that's where I was able to make my pro debut.
And what would you say was the main difference between fighting in the amateurs and the pro level?
I think the lights are that much brighter, the attention's that much more. Getting a paycheck at the end was real nice. And actually all my amateur fights had taken place in a ring, so my first time fighting in a cage was my pro debut in Strikeforce.
Wow, okay. And I know that right now you've you've had a couple pro fights under your belt. How many pro fights have you had now?
I'm 10-4 now, so.
Okay. And so do you have anything planned, and do you know what your next fight is going to be?
No, I'm taking some time off. That one in January was real rough on me, so really wanted to take my time and make sure that I recovered completely from that concussion, and been kind of easing my way back into training and sort of waiting for that bug to bite me again, to really get the itch to work back towards competing. And so I'm not in any hurry. I'm just kind of taking it day by day and enjoying myself.
Awesome. You mentioned concussion. We were talking the other day that you're part of a unique study with folks over at the Cleveland Clinic. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, they're doing the fighter brain health study over there, and it's a really neat thing that they're doing, just I think for the longevity of the sport, to really learn more about what we're putting ourselves through and what the consequences of being a competitive fighter are, and so I'm proud to be a part of it. We go in once a year for MRI scans and cognitive testing, and so it allows me to kind of keep track of where I'm at and make sure I'm not losing my faculties without realizing it, and then also contributes to long-term learning more about the effects of fighting on our brains.
Now, do you have any idea how many fighters are involved in this study at this point?
No, I'm not sure. I know a handful of the guys here at the gym are doing it. It's a great perk for us because it covers a lot of our medicals that we would normally be required to pay for. They'll take care of them for us as part of the study.
I think that's awesome that you're doing that, because we really do need some results and some feedback and some testing in that area. And then one more thing, over here at Extreme Couture, I know there's you have open workshops from time to time. I mean, do you have any specials happening that some of the folks from Las Vegas News Blog can take advantage of?
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing actually an open house tomorrow. We'll have free classes all day. We're I think doing like double or even more than that, the normal number of classes that we would run on a Saturday, so there's a chance to try out everything that we offer. I'll be teaching a couple of MMA classes and maybe some jiu-jitsu as well, so come by and get a workout in with me, and we'll be running specials. I want to say 20% off all of our memberships tomorrow for everybody that comes in, so definitely come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And if somebody wanted to get, should they contact you directly or just call the gym?
Always just call the gym. Whoever's here will be able to take care of it.
The website for Extreme Couture is?
ExtremeCoutureMMA.com, and just make sure you misspell extreme. Leave that E off the front.
Awesome. I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Robbie. I
Have a great
appreciate
day.
it.